Hey, thanks for joining. Oh, all right. I can't even start a video without you just making.
Sorry.
Thanks for joining us today. This is our first episode of hopefully many to come with Manhattan Beach Toyota here, just kind of talking about our community all throughout the South Bay, all throughout even LA. So we're going to start off in Redondo, and Derek does the research. I leave that up to him. He knows the area better than I do. I've only been here for 14, 15 years. You've been here for, what, 130 now?
132. Do the math from 1965.
Every time he comes by to stop and say hello, he always brings me food, and this is exciting. Lucifers Pizza, if you haven't tried it yet, it's here in Manhattan Beach. It is messing up my ping pong table, so I'm not real excited about that.
It's going to warp.
But anyway, they have, Derek decided to get a specialty pizza. This has nothing at all to do with our conversation today, except for the fact that we're going to have lunch. Hence, no mask. But I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Sure.
This is a spicy pizza. So if you guys like a little spice, I'll start off with giving it a bite.
Dive in.
Feels like I haven't eaten since last week.
Oh, that's a bad pull.
It's Frank's Red Hot sauce.
Is it? No.
Tastes like it. It's so good. I love Frank's. Sorry for chewing the microphones. That's always a pleasant sound. I just want to talk a little bit about Redondo, like some fun facts, something to throw out there for you guys. And this comes from Wikipedia, which we know never lies.
Right.
Cameron Crowe, when he was gathering research to write Fast Times at Ridgemont High, he went to one of the Redondo public schools, not sure which one.
I did not know that.
Redondo always had that surf atmosphere. Some great surfers come up from Redondo. So I was like, hey, Ridgemont High, that's pretty cool. Oh. Moving on, Charles Lindbergh attended Redondo Union.
I knew that.
Demi Moore, 1 year attended Redondo Union.
And she was in the same grade I was, I think.
Yeah,
I never went across her.
She looks way better than you do now.
Ain't that the truth? She's actually got hair.
Henry Rollins, I'm sure you knew, was a former resident there. The Smothers Brothers grew up in Redondo and attended Redondo Union. There's probably a lot of people watching this who have no idea who the Smothers Brothers are.
What a great show that was.
But absolutely hilarious. A great little brother tandem.
Variety show. And
the big one, I was waiting for the end, like the drum roll, Tracy Lords.
I already knew that.
Tracy Lords.
Yeah. Redondo's actually a big deal. It was only a beach city for the longest time. It was nothing around except for Redondo Beach. And then you had Hermosa and Manhattan coming up, but Redondo was the place. But
your sinuses are right there?
It's hot. Woo-wee.
Do you taste the Frank's Red Hot? Do you know Frank? Have you had that?
No, I love Frank's. But they have a buffalo chicken pizza there. I saw on the menu. So this is a regular pepperoni. They just spice it. I don't think it's Frank's. The quirky thing about myself is I love trivia. I love trivial things, factoids, and this and that. You know, I can remember stuff, and I can't remember my wife's birthday. You know, so I was seeing in Redondo, the streets have all these different names, and just kind of poking around on the internet and figuring out what's going on, and I found some pretty, for me, interesting information. Right. It's probably going to bore the crap out of these people, but and you. So dive into the pizza.
Yeah.
The streets of Redondo. You could probably cue in the streets of San Francisco. Remember that TV show? Yeah. That was a great one. I'm aging myself.
That was for me.
1970s. Starting from the south to the north, there's some interesting streets. Like, for example, let's start at South Redondo.
Right.
South of Nob Hill. Let's do it that way.
Okay.
You have the avenues. They're pretty basic, and they go A through H. And those are running east to west.
No, that goes to I, doesn't it? I is the last.
Is there an Avenue I?
Yeah, there's Avenue I. Because I've shot surfing there.
Thank you very much. I thought I only went to H.
Got it.
I've done my research.
There's going to be a lot of comments in the future videos.
Just dive right in.
He forgot about Avenue I.
I'm enjoying a piece of pizza with my friend, and people can get all over me. That's not fine. I'm used to it. North of Nob Hill, it changes. And it changes to the gem streets. The gem streets, like Diamond and Opal and Topaz and Sapphire, and on and on and on. They're all named after gems. From the Hermosa boundary, which, by the way, 190th Street turns into Redondo.
Out of nowhere.
Redondo, Hermosa, Redondo. The border. Redondo. Anyhow, so we're talking about the gem streets. Diamond and Agate and this and that. So I don't know if you can see the picture, but where the Redondo breakwater is basically the border of Hermosa and Redondo. Mm-hmm. From there to about the south end of the saltwater lagoon was a beach called Moonstone Beach. In the early 1900s, up until the harbor was built, because that destroyed it, tourists would come down and gather moonstones. And so when they put the harbor in, in honor of Moonstone Beach. And there's still a Moonstone Park in honor of that in the harbor at the end of Marina Way. In honor of Moonstone Beach, they named those gem streets the way they did. So the gem streets are
really quick.
Go ahead.
That heat's catching up to me.
Drink. You got my nose.
No, Sprite's not the thing you're supposed to drink when you have hot food.
Milk, right?
I think this makes it worse.
Breast milk's really good.
I don't even know where to go with that.
Makes me forget about the burning. Anyhow, so those go east to west, the gem streets
Right.
and the avenues. The ones that go north to south, and I'm not. This isn't a comprehensive list
Right.
of the names,
Right,
but
right.
they're named after the Dominguez family daughters. Maria Street, Alberta.
Wait, we got to back up because people don't know who Dominguez is.
Oh, okay. Well, the Dominguez family, it's interesting actually. They received the first California land grant when this was owned by Spain.
Okay.
Very first land grant, which is there's some massive land grants throughout California, and that encompassed like from LAX all the way to the harbor, including Palos Verdes.
Wow.
And east out to like
That's
the
a nice
LA
land
River. It was
grant.
a chunk, 75,000 acres, given to this guy because of his military service to the King of Spain.
Okay.
Interesting enough, Mexico took it over. They still honored the land grant, and when the United States took over the land through the Mexican-American War, they honored the land grants as well. But the streets I'm talking about, they run north to south, and it's Alberta and Helena and Elena, and I mean, there's a bunch of them. Anita, Lucia, Gertruda, Maria, all those streets are named after the daughters.
So we had a lot of daughters.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I think it's Juan Dominguez was the first guy, and then his son was Miguel Dominguez, I think, and it's their daughters and maybe their wives and such. It's all about
maybe
Dominguez
grandkids
women.
even too.
Yeah. So I found that's one of the things I found very interesting about these streets. So right off the bat, there's all this history here. And then that was all South Redondo. So coming this side of Torrance Boulevard, and again, it's not a comprehensive list, but it gets really interesting in North Redondo, where the streets are named after American tycoons. Vanderbilt, and Carnegie,
right.
Rockefeller,
Jacobson.
Huntington, Jacobson,
No,
Jacobson,
no
Valley.
It's on the ghetto part of town.
Jacobson. I go to Jacobson when I need certain things. Jacobson Court. So Ford, I mean, as you guys drive along, you'll see all these names now.
Right.
Morgan, Armour. Vanderbilt was in railroads. Carnegie was steel. Rockefeller was oil. Huntington was railroads. Ford was automobiles. Morgan was banks, and Armour was meatpacking.
Is there a Tracy Lord Street?
It intersects with Jacobson Court. It does. That's good that you asked that.
At least here in LA, do a lot of cities have their little regions that are named after poets or gemstones? And
if we were to go and buy a piece of property,
right.
You and I could name Bella Court, Samantha Way, Luke Lane. You can name it anything you want. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of names are coming from the developers.
You probably can't see it on camera. His eyes are starting to get bloodshot. This is great pizza.
It is good.
And no, they don't sponsor us. Derek went there and paid for it, so we're not just bulking up the pizza. The good part is that it's something new for me. I've never had a spicy pizza before. It's kind of neat because all of them have this neat history. Then you have the avenues. It's almost like someone was from New York came out and was like, I'm going to do the avenues. Put a little subway down here will be good.
I think that we're just touching the surface on most of the history we're touching here. Obviously, Hugh Hauser might have gone deeper, but it's just kind of the Hugh Hauser-esque what we're doing here, and kind of I certainly didn't know this before, and when I did my research, it just fascinates me. And,
right.
What a great idea. And then, I think that we could keep doing this. And
if you guys have something, just comment below. Hey, look, guys, there's this great thing about Manhattan or Redondo or anywhere actually in Los Angeles. We'll do some research on it, check it out ourselves, put our 2 cents in about the place.
I mean, we can do some different food every time if we have some comments.
Let us know. That's one thing about the South Face. We've got no shortage of good restaurants.
Sandwiches, there's all kinds of good food here, so it'll be fun to do.
Yeah. So hey, like I said, mention in the comments below what you thought of it. If you like this concept, if you think we're just two babbling idiots, I don't care. Comment below. But once again, thanks for watching. Please follow Manhattan Beach Toyota for more videos.
We gotta hit the button.
We get 2 people. Wait a minute. Please follow. Or not. Manhattan Beach Toyota's channel.
Not too technical savvy here, are we? That's what I'm talking about. Were you listening?
No.
No, you're just going forward. See what I can say about Derek being a cross-dresser or something. Right? That's why the Portofino got waves right through it. Yeah, I mean the big storms blow right through.
It's Portofino.
What did I say? Portofino?
Portofino.
Well, Tracy Lawrence actually Portofino. I never heard of that before. That's pretty good though.
You weren't saying that, me.
I didn't mean to, but when you eat pizza, and you get into about this low, this far in the pizza, you start looking at the next piece you're gonna get.
Yeah, you're like, should I go? No, that one right there has the most pepperoni.
That's the one I was looking at.
When your wife is smarter than you and she says something, you believe it to be true.
Tell me about it. My wife, she has got to dummy herself down with me at the dinner. I swear to God, my son was in the Coast Guard. He's in with all his buddies, and the commanding officer comes in and says, "Hey, who wants to volunteer to get sprayed with pepper spray?" His son goes, over here. He said it was like putting his eyes in boiling French fry oil. And he was good for 2 days.
2 days?
No, yeah, he said he took a shower the next day. And
you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh my God, it's still here.
The crystal's reactivated. It's like, I remember one time I stuck a key into an outlet. I looked like a cartoon character.
Did you jump?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.